Jessica with Bluegrass Homestead, and I'm in the kitchen today preparing some persimmon butter. I don't know if everybody's familiar with persimmons, but persimmons are a small fruit that comes from a particular tree that grows a lot in the Appalachian Hills of Tennessee and Kentucky, even some parts of Virginia. There are a few different species. The most common is an Asian species, and many people have not had any interactions with persimmons. And there are not a lot of recipes available. So we're going to experiment today with making persimmon butter, just using some good techniques that go with other fruits. Persimmons have a unique flavor that almost makes them taste like they are a kindred to pumpkins or other melons. But it's still a fruit, and the flesh inside is really dense and thick, and the seeds, persimmon seeds, are very large. So when harvesting your persimmons, you might want to save some of the seeds. It will take years to grow the tree, but like a fig, it's a very valuable fruit to have. It's very beautiful when it blooms as well. So we got these persimmons when Stephen worked down in Tennessee, in that area, and they were very prolific, and there was a huge harvest last year, and so we froze quite a few bags of persimmons. And so I've got a pot over here boiling, and we're working the persimmons down, heating them up. I added a little bit of lemon juice. I'm adding water. What I have found out as I'm doing this is this takes a lot more water than what you would usually add to like a batch of apples you were going to make into apple butter or jam. And it takes a lot more than even cherries or other fruits. So be mindful that you need a lot of water in the pot when cooking this to keep it from getting too dry and then burning. So I have six of these bags of frozen persimmons that have been in this pot for about an hour, simmering and cooking down. So now what we're doing is taking the strainer, I'm putting it in a spoonful at a time and mashing it through the strainer to get some very thick, beautiful persimmon butter. And this is not the final product because we are going to add a little bit of apple juice. All fruits require pectin or natural sugars. If you have pectin, like Sure Gel in a box, you can use that. But anytime you add natural sugars, I think it's a little bit healthier and better than relying solely on pectins that are, you know, packaged and come from a store. So we're going to add some apple juice to it. Test it, see how it goes. It looks like it will be very easy to get a thick result from this product, but I'm actually worried it will be too thick. So we're going to test this out, see how it goes, and get to cooking. So, alright folks, you'll have to forgive how my stovetop looks. We've been canning for the last few days. So what I'm doing is putting my persimmons in here and really trying to press that out. There's a lot of seeds in here. It was actually easier to just put the persimmons in whole instead of trying to pit them all. And so what I'll actually do is I'll strain this through, keep the persimmon butter that I get, and actually I'm going to put all of this back in a pot and add more water and strain it again. This may or may not be the best way to do this, but since there are not very many recipes to choose from, I thought, why not? Let's just test it out, and maybe we'll learn a faster way. Maybe we'll figure out a faster way. For now, this is working. Just takes a little elbow grease. It's looking good. I'm getting a lot of persimmon butter off of there. Alright folks, so some of you may be asking yourself, why go through all this trouble? Because the fruit itself is not easy to manage, and there aren't very many recipes because it's not easy to manage. So one of the reasons that persimmons are such a healthy fruit, such a good fruit, is they are full of vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, copper, and manganese. And usually the copper, manganese, and calcium are found in your leafy greens. Well, you're not going to have access to leafy greens in the winter necessarily. So persimmons are a superfood. Super excellent in the winter, full of nutrition, full of vitamins, and hopefully we're going to find out if they're easy to preserve. So I rendered down all the persimmons, the 6 bags that we had frozen from last year, and I got almost 3 quarts of persimmon butter, we're going to call it, but it's raw still. It needs some flavoring. So after taste testing it, Stephen and I have agreed that we are going to put cinnamon in it and sugar, and we're going to use some apple juice, and we're going to see how it goes. So far though, it's really thick already, so I think it's going to can really well, and this is a good thing. So if you've never made persimmon butter, try it out. Okay, I've got my pot cleaned. We're going to incorporate the raw persimmon butter right back into that big pot. Okay, now persimmons are full of vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, copper, and magnesium, or manganese actually, manganese. So it makes persimmons a superfood, which means in the winter when you don't have access to healthy greens that you grow yourself, not from the grocery store. If you don't have access to a lot of healthy greens or fresh produce, persimmons will pack a punch, keep you going through the winter, give you some of the calcium and nutrients you need, and help you be stronger. And those are all good things. So go superfoods. I've got pure cane sugar right here. We're going to put that in there. I will probably be adding some butter as well. Let's put in 1 cup of apple juice. I want to mention when I was cooking the persimmons down, I used about half a cup of lemon juice. Okay, let's go with 2 cups. 2 cups of apple juice. Okay. Still heating up. I'm going to add half a stick of butter. This is not margarine. Do not use margarine. Use butter. Butter should have 3 ingredients: milk, cream, and salt. Margarine is a cousin to plastic. Do not use margarine. Well, that apple juice did a lot. It did a whole lot. Let's see. I'm going to grab cinnamon. Okay. Measure. So I just coated the entire surface. Let it stir in there. Really good. We still need a lot of pectin in here if we're going to can it, so I'm going to put it in. Typically what it takes to can, I believe, 7 cups of liquid if you're making jellies and jams. Since I have 3 quarts, I'll go with 4 cups. We're going to bring this to a boil. I was watching another channel yesterday, and the woman on the channel she was raised in the Mennonite tradition, actually told the viewers on the channel she was filming for that she was told by her mother to always add pectin while the liquid is cool on the stove before you heat it, because it prevents lumps. So we're going to go ahead, we've added this sugar in here, and we will add 1 packet of Sure Gel Fruit Pectin and see what we get. Getting really thick already. I can getting resistance. Guys, everything's looking great. This persimmon butter is turning out really well. It's very thick. The flavor is great. Of course, this is real life, real world. I had to clean my stainless steel, so that means using vinegar and water, and so it totally destroyed the smell ambiance of the room. But it's getting back to smelling like pumpkin, cinnamon, spices, and it's good stuff. So I've got some jars in the oven, and they've been washed and sanitized, and now they're kind of baking in there for a little bit to help dry them out and make sure there's no other germs or possibility of germs being on them. So I'm gonna fill up the jars. Get your canning. In the seeds in the persimmon are extremely large. Persimmons usually have, how many? 1? Oh, it was more than that. I can cut that part too. A benefit not easily found in many of the other products you can. How else would you put that? I'm trying to think. Trying to express myself on camera.
I'm over here just trying to distract y'all and keep us quiet.
Hey guys, so I rendered down all the persimmons we have. That was 6 1-gallon bags. Right. So over. Okay guys,